Howdy folks, welcome back to 50 Nautical Mile Arc. We have an interesting one that we're going to try today. I want to try to max out the range of the B1900D. So a few months ago, I got a subscriber request to fly from London to Iceland. And normally I put subscriber requests ahead of my list, of my to-do list. However, because of the distance and the time it takes, I've just been kind of holding off on this flight. I also wanted to use the version 3 of the 727 by FlyJSim. Now, that aircraft is currently being built or remodeled or whatever, so it's not available yet, and I'm getting kind of impatient. So I looked up the distance from London to Iceland, and it's 1,900 kilometers. I thought, okay, well, let's look at the range of the 1900D aircraft. And supposedly, completely full, this thing will go over 1,000 nautical miles. So 1,900 kilometers is 1,025 nautical miles. I'm like, okay, I know there aren't any bathrooms, and I know you would normally not fly this thing that far. Normally you kind of limit yourself to 2 or 3 hours in a plane like this. However, I figure let's go without passengers and full fuel and bring porta potties or portable buckets for the pilots, and let's give this thing a shot and see if we can make it to Iceland. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take off at London City Airport, because Heathrow would be a cliche. So we're going to take off at London City Airport in London, UK. And we're going to fly to Reykjavik, Iceland. How do you say that? Reykjavik, which is a major city, and I'm completely embarrassed. I don't know how to say it. Reykjavik. Oh my gosh, terrible. I actually have a friend from there. I still can't say the name. I apologize to everybody. But anyway, we're going to give this a shot. So, and I'm keeping this recording anyway. If we don't make it and we crash, you're going to watch it. If we make it, you're going to watch it. Yeah, I hope it's as fun for you as fun for me. We're going to use GPS. I'm going to use the GPS or RNAV approach on runway 19 in Iceland, because the weather right now is 6 knots of wind at 190 degrees. So runway 19 will be perfect. The weather here in London City is 25 knots at 140 degrees. But we don't have much choice. We'll use runway 9. Anyway, that's a quick introduction. I wanted to be brief and give the point. So anyway, I thought that'd be kind of fun. So let's give it a shot here and see if this works. Now, in the 737, I think the flight time was 3 hours and 5 minutes or something. And I took that max speed divided by this, or minus this max speed, took the difference, multiplied it, and I'm getting like 5.5 hours in this aircraft or something like that. So it's a long haul, which means I'm going to get this started and just let this thing run. I think it's kind of funny I'm doing 2 long hauls in less than a week's time, because normally that doesn't work out for me. I haven't been able to do long hauls in years and years and years, and all of a sudden I'm doing 2 long hauls in a week. So very interesting, but hopefully the sim will cooperate this time. If you remember the Easter Island video, running the sim for like 7 or 8 hours, went completely wonky, had a hard time landing, but then I rebooted the sim and everything was fine. So hopefully we don't have the problem in this aircraft. So let's get started. Passengers are loading already. I think I have a nice view. Oh, that is a nice view there, but that's not what I meant. Let's go over here. There we go. Passengers are loading. It is 5:45 a.m. London time. And let's get our fuel loaded here and see what we can do. So let's have total fuel. Let's max this thing out. Yeah, see, that's only going to say 337 flight time in the sim. However, in real life they say you can get over 1,000 nautical miles. So we'll see what happens here. This will be very interesting. Let's lower our payload to just the 2 pilots. Let's put 2 pilots together. Yeah, let's see. Let's say about 450 for 2 pilots. Bring this all the way up as far as we possibly can. And this already is not looking very good, is it? I don't know. We'll have to see. I have a feeling this isn't going to work, but we're going to try it. If this doesn't work, by the way, you will see another proper video with a proper aircraft doing this flight, since it's a subscriber request and everything. Otherwise, everything is real world, everything. Let's apply changes here, and let's continue with this startup. and see if I can remember how to fly this plane. I haven't done this in a very, very long time. Alright, so battery switch. Why am I not? There we go. Now I'm starting to remember. Battery is here. There we go. Master lights, already did all that. All the lights up here. I already turned those on before I start recording. Remove static elements, which means we're going to come out here and remove static elements. Come back inside. Emergency lights to normal. Our autopilot. This goes off the screen because it's meant for 4K monitors. I found out from the developer. And parking brake is set. Fuel switches. I have a preset for fuel switches over here. So we go. What do we do? On, auto, I think. Man, it's been a long time. So our main fuel doesn't even fill up all the way in the sim. Well, whatever. Okay, so what is next? If we go down here, we reset everything like so. Engine auto igniter. Why are my frame rates terrible in this thing today? What is going on? Ignition switch. I guess we're doing left today. Normally do right, but whatever. There's 63, so the other generator, cover closed, avionics switch, AC bus, so already sync gyros, turn off external power. There we go, everything's still running. Rudder boost is down here. Climate on the co-pilot side. Climate meaning blowers, manual temp furnace. We'll do decrease and then we'll do auto or else it gets way too hot. Alright, now we'll do our flight plan. We'll do bleed valves in a moment, don't worry. Now we're going to do our flight plan. We actually will have a flight plan. Let's see if I can remember how to operate this thing. It's been a long time. Let's see, menu, delete, flight plan. Whoops. Alright, here we go. Push to activate and then go like this. No, dang it. This one. Okay. So we're going to take off. We're going to go all the way to Kusur. Actually, I'm just going to put in the flight plan, then I'll show you when I'm done. So we already ran into a problem. There's a fix called RKF19 and it's not in here, so we have to go all the way to the airport, which could make things interesting because that's a long distance. That's, what is that, 12 miles or 13 miles without a fix, but hopefully it'll work out. Let's just get the airport in here just like that. Now I could always do the approach to the GPS, but I can never get that to work out, so I'm just gonna do it like this and let's go direct to there. And there we go. So Kusur will get us lined up to enter the approach, which starts with X and new. And then we're supposed to have a few fixes in there that don't work, so we'll see how this goes. I do have the localizer written down just in case we have to switch over to ILS. I did jot that down just in case. So anyway, how come it's not appearing? There we go. Alrighty, so we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll do VNav later. Let's just do VNav now because I'll forget and then I'll screw up. So we want to be at what? 3,600 feet. No, let's do this. Let's actually use that other fix. I'm going to show you what to do here. How do I go backwards? We're going to do 2,700 feet. I'm going to do this differently. 5 nautical miles after. See that? There we go. So we want to. So this will be our. This is our fix that we're missing. 2,700 feet, 5 nautical miles after X and new. Yeah, 12.2. So yeah, well, 12.2 miles will have a fix, but this will kind of give us a fix, I'm hoping, and we'll descend 800 feet per minute. There we go. that should take care of that for us, I hope. It's gonna be funny to see like status descend in 6 hours. Alright, so there we go. There's our flight plan. GPS is set on the CDI. Alright. Avidyne, do I really care about this? I like going like this. I like to declutter a little bit. Just go like that. Weather doesn't do crap on that thing. Actually, it does work if you have heavy precipitation. So that's fine. Radios and instruments. There are no radios and instruments because we use GPS the entire way. Unless you have to switch to localizer, then we will. I did jot it down like I said. Our altimeter and barometer. So if we pull up our map. And let's see here. Whoops. 29901. 29901. And we are way up, or must have been another flight. 29901. Test our overspeed and stall sounds. Like that. Test the caution lights. Except I forgot how to test the caution lights. I have a new note down here to test the lights. I don't remember how to test the lights. I guess we're gonna have to forget about that. Do you see a light test over here? Oh my gosh. What in the world? Huh. I'll have to look that up later. Alright, anyway, moving on. Cabin pressure, we'll do bleed air valves. We are gonna cruise high. We're not gonna cruise at a normal 16,000. We're gonna cruise at like 20,000. So put that at 21. So we can cruise at 20. I also found my test light thing, which is right here. So there we go. And I closed the doors, by the way. I had a warning that reminded me of that. So anyway, let's see. Where were we? Autopilot, TCAS, low idle for taxi on the conditioners. Let's bring those back. Hope we don't kill anything. There we go. And props to taxi as well. There we go. And we are going to taxi out of here. I already did the taxi lights, I believe. I did. Why are my frame rates just horrible? Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's get out of here. Why is this taking so much work to get going? There we go. Alright, so I believe the runway is right there, like right next to us. Oh my gosh, my frame rates. Do I have stuff running in the background? Because it's clear skies. And I am getting really, really bad frame rates. Oh well, we'll do what we can, I guess. Let's get flaps down. And head out here. I mean, I know we're in London, but we don't have many objects in view. Shouldn't be this bad. Oh well, whatever. Let's just get out here and get going. It's going to be a long flight. It's already been 20 minutes for me. Alright, we'll just pull out here. And check a few things one more time. And we'll get out of town. Alright, then we're not lined up in the center line, but that's because I couldn't see, no peripheral vision. Oh yeah, that's right, this plane won't stop with the regular brakes. I forgot about that. Okay, what do we need to do here? Flaps are down, right? I think that's this one will tell me that. Yep, flaps are down. We need to keep the reading lights on. We'll turn off the flood, and we'll turn off this flood and this flood. So now everything in the back should look nice and dark, and it does. We'll come up here, turn on the landing lights, turn off the taxi lights, turn on that, and put that on flight. Trim for takeoff. Where's that on here? Okay, I thought I had a better view of that, but I guess I don't. We'll trim for takeoff like that. We're going to push the heading bug so that if we screw up, oh, it's on autopilot on this one. Push that, so if we screw up autopilot, it'll go straight. But we'll just use heading for now on autopilot, and then we'll turn ourselves all the way around, and then we'll engage nav on autopilot. Otherwise, I think we can start the stopwatch. Is it this one? There we go. Let's start the stopwatch. Excellent. Let's put that one back in too. And I think we're ready to go. Oh yeah, conditioners, high idle, props forward. We're gonna get out of here. We'll engage autopilot almost immediately, and then use the heading bug to turn us towards our GPS, manage some engines, we should be good to go. So let's hold brake to spool up just a little bit, and then let go, and let's see how this takes off. I cannot believe how long it's been since I've been in this plane. And we're torquing to the right. All the other aircraft torque to the left. Okay, that's fine. We're pretty heavy with fuel, so we're going to run this out a little bit here. And up we go. Rotate. There we go. First set of flaps in. Geared up. Actually, I will just hand fly it for a minute. Why not? And this is not trimmed properly at all. I trimmed for a steep climb. I normally do a really steep climb in this. Alright, there we go. That's way better. Alright. Hand fly for just a moment until we get settled in. Now our frame rate's got a lot better. We're still climbing pretty steep. Let's bring our climb down a little bit. It's gonna get us some speed too. Let's start our left turn. Again, we're still flying by hand at the moment. Excellent. I think I'll just hand fly until I get towards a GPS line, and then I'll engage autopilot. Still climbing really steep too. That's okay. Alright, let's bring back some engine stuff here so we don't start on fire. There we go. That's good for now. We will fine-tune that in a moment. It's kind of hard to turn when we're not looking out the window. I want to look at the city. Oh my gosh, these frame rates. Whatever. There we go. Actually, let's do nav now. And we'll engage pilot. Actually, let's level off, then we'll do autopilot, or else it's going to make us turn kind of funny. Alright, level off, and autopilot now. And there we go. Is it going to take us? There we go. Hands-free flying. Oh my gosh, what are my window views? My wing views. Whoa, these frame rates. Insane. Alright, that is a good view of London, though. Let's quickly get our engines managed. Torque, we can go up a little bit. Nope, not that much. There we go. Props can go up a little bit. So we're in the green, 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 green. Autopilot engaged. High rate of speed. Oh, I'll reset. There we go. Yeah. 4 hours and 6 minutes, it says. Tell our approach. That can't be right. Yeah, I guess, well, let's see. 737 does in 3. I was expecting 5. Either way, I think the sim is going to run out of fuel, so we'll have to discuss what we're going to do when that happens. My gosh, I apologize for the terrible frame rates. What in the world? Anyway, I'm going to take some screenshots here. Alright, so I don't think I have really an after takeoff checklist on this. There's not much to do, but let's just check a few things. Let's start again with our engines. Everything is in the green, like so. All of our lights are appropriate. Until we get to 10,000 feet, of course. Then we get to 18,000 feet, we'll reset the barometer. But otherwise, that's it. Everything is good. I'm just going to let this thing run for 3.5 hours, like it says. And come down when we need to. What's top of descent? 354. Of course, that's going to come down very quickly. So I'm going to keep an eye on top of descent. I'm going to keep an eye on everything else. I'll be running back and forth, of course. But that is it. Not much to say about this aircraft. It's easy to start. You just engage autopilot and GPS, and that's it. So I'm going to step away, do a few things, set up some screen caps and some sightseeing for y'all. And I will see you in, well, 4 hours my time, I guess. Just under 4 hours my time. I'll catch you then. Alright, we're just about to reach top of descent. There's a few things I wanted to talk about here while we have a few minutes. First is, look how amazingly beautiful Iceland is from 20,000 feet. I just cannot get over what this looks like in the sim. I am pretty sure this is HD Mesh version 4. I'm pretty sure I installed that for this region when I got the subscriber request many months ago. But look at that. Let's take a screenshot. This is real world weather still. So this is the skies. Like I said, I looked it up and it's only like a 6-knot wind. And my sim is stalling. I think weather's updating, speaking of weather. Anyway, it's clear skies. There's a little bit of wind. But this is just beautiful. And I'm taking some screenshots, which is why the sim is stalling here. We'll let it catch up. There you go. Only take so many screenshots at once before it gets mad at you. But that is just amazing. Look how much of the island we can see. That is just something else, isn't it? Make sure I take a few more shots. I can choose the best one and decide on the screen cap. Alright. Our destination is straight ahead of us, though. Something else I want to talk about while we still have time is our timer. As you saw, I inserted a clip there that I found a bug. Our chronometer resets at 1 hour. It goes to 59:59 and resets. So I have no idea how much time it's been on this. However, if I go back to our time here, it's 9:17. And I will post the flight time on the bottom of the screen when we land because I didn't make a note of the time. But anyway, we need to get ready to descend. Let's see here. I don't think our airport is in view to get our barometer yet. It is not. But we're getting there. It's right off the screen. So too early for the barometer. A little too early to descend. But everything else is the same. So I'm going to make a cut in the video to the descent. And then I'll see you in a couple seconds. Alright, 1 minute till we need to descend, so we are going to go down to, what did I say it was, 2,700 feet. So let's bring this down to our minimums, though. Actually, no, we'll do 2,700. We'll have lots of time. Yeah, we'll have 7 miles to reset and descend, so let's bring down 2,700, like so. Oh, descend to target, there we go. And then we will descend at 800 feet per minute, so all we do is hit descend, 1 click. And it'll descend us 800 feet per minute to our alt, which is already set to alt select. So all I have to do now is just bring our throttles back so we don't overspeed. But we are going to keep our speed up though, so I think I brought them back too far. Let's bring them back in. Yeah, I brought them down way too much. There we go. Let that climb slowly. I'll come back to it in a moment. Let's bring this back because we don't need this anymore. Wait, why did that reset? What? Oh, because it brought my throttles back so far, slowed us down so much. That has screwed us up because that descend was based on our current speed. So let's bring the speed back up without overspeeding. We'll just set this to this now. Zoom this in a little bit, so we're looking at about 50 miles, nautical miles. And I think we're all set until 18,000 feet, which will come soon. And we really need the barometer of our destination, which isn't on the map yet. So we'll keep at 299 or 2, but it's going to be pretty close to that anyway, I would imagine. Then I'll just reset that as soon as we get an airport. Well, there's nothing else to do. That's it for descent. Right? Let me check. Yeah. Too early for landing lights, too early for flaps, too early for gear, of course. We're just going to follow this in, and then when we make our turn, we will follow our approach chart for our altitudes. And that is it. Super simple. You've seen me do this a million times. So we're just going to enjoy the sights for a few more minutes here, and I'll catch you. I got to do something. So I want to talk about this fuel thing for a minute. I've not added fuel. I just set it to completely full in the beginning of the video, and I haven't touched it since. So we are going to have plenty of fuel, just like we should in real life. Because in real life, this plane will ferry 1,245 nautical miles. And in real life, the flight is 995 nautical miles. So we should have enough. And it ferries when it's just the pilots bringing the airplane somewhere. So we're full of fuel, no passengers. The only weight are the pilots themselves. So we should have plenty of fuel. And it looks like we do have plenty of fuel, so I'm very pleased that that is going to work out. I admit it would have been kind of fun to have like a crash from running out of fuel, but that wouldn't have been very realistic because it should make it. So we're going to make it. Let's see if we can get our barometer yet. Oh, we can. Yes, I think we can. I think this is our airport here, isn't it? It is. Our barometer now. Ooh, 3003. I was way off in my guess, so let's move this up to 3003. There we go. We would have done that at 18,000 feet, but I didn't have the airport on the map at 18,000 feet. So next thing now is just landing lights at 10 grand, and we don't need to slow down because we're well below the speed limit. So landing lights at 10 grand. We're going to keep an eye on this. Once we get on our approach, we'll manage our flaps in our gear. So that is it. I just wanted to mention the fuel thing because it's going to work out as it should. So I'll catch you in a few more minutes. So I just want to make a note here that our profile is 800 feet per minute for descent, and our VSR is 802, which means I got our speed matched pretty much correctly from what it was. So I just want to bring that up. That's so I can tell if you're ahead or behind schedule. If you're behind schedule, or if you're ahead of schedule, I mean, your status will give a new time saying, whoa, don't descend yet. But if you're behind schedule, you wouldn't know unless your VSR like shoots way up. Then you'll know, oh yeah, I got to descend faster. So that's how I keep an eye on that. Everything's looking good here. So our second waypoint out is what our 2700 is, and then from there we have to descend rather quickly, it seems like. Alright, we're just about to reach 10,000 feet, so let's turn our landing lights on now. And let's come down here and have a look at this. 811, our VSR is getting higher, so I'm going to bring back throttles just a little bit, which would make sense because we're getting close to overspeed anyway. So I'm bringing back the throttles just a hair. Trying to keep that VSR close as I can to 800. And I was going to drop fast, probably because I dropped them back too far. So I'll put just a tad back in. And now we're all set until we're on our final approach when we'll drop gear and flaps and land this thing. Haven't decided yet how much I'm going to use autopilot. Probably until or at least land up the runway, since I don't know the area or anything. But it's going to be a very clear day, so we don't need to switch over to the localizer, even though I was prepared for that. We're not going to need to. So we'll just keep looking around and enjoying this insanely amazing scenery. I can only imagine how intensely awesome this must be in real life. I want to keep an eye on my printed plate. I did print out the approach plate. I want to make sure we don't run into these mountains. Like I said, that one right there in front of us is 3,015 feet. But we should really be going between them. And I'm not terribly worried because we're still 9,700 and we're not going to be down that low until we've made the corner anyway. So our winds just changed. If you look at this arrow here, they are not in our favor. We were set up for runway 19 because the winds were coming out of 190. So we were going to come in down this way and land exactly into the wind. But they just updated in the sim. And if we do that, we're going to have a tailwind and a crosswind, and it's going to be a horrible, horrible, difficult landing. And it's quite breezy too, so we really want to land into the wind as much as possible because that's not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to break free and land on this little runway here, which I don't even know what it is. It's probably 6, I would imagine. That's probably 6 for 60, yeah. So let's go around to runway 6. I don't have an approach plate for that because I never printed it out. So I'm going to pause the sim because I have to. I have to pause the sim, I have to pause the recording, or else it corrupts my recording. And I'm going to see if there's an approach plate for runway 6. And through the magic of editing, we will be right back. So runway 6 in real life is closed, even though it appears in the sim. It's closed in real life, so we're not going to use it. The best we can do is runway 1, which is opposite 190. However, the problem is we're still going to have this terrible, really high-speed crosswind. So, this is going to be very difficult because we're going to land on runway 1 here. We're going to get a crosswind from the right, or we can land runway 13 and have even more of a crosswind from the left. So let's just do runway 1. It's the best we can do. It's too bad 6 is closed because that would have been perfect. So anyway, what do we need to do? We need to reset our flight plan and our GPS. I'm going to try to do this without pausing the sim, because in real life you do this while pausing the sim. So what we're going to do is we're going to flight plan. And we're going to go down here, and we're going to change this to Career very quickly. This makes me nervous because I don't normally do this, although we have plenty of time. We might just have to adjust our descent a little bit, maybe faster, maybe slower, I don't know. Let's just get this in here. It might screw up it might screw up something. I don't know. That VNav isn't tied to anything, so I guess we could be okay. Please tell me this is all in here. There it is. We're going to go there. We're going to accept it. And we're going to come back up. We're going to go direct to there now. And it should turn us around. No, 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 no. No. Not... Yeah, there it went. Okay. But why are we going that way? We should go the other way. No, it's going direct. No, no, I want to go direct to there. I want to delete this one. Menu, delete waypoint. How do I delete the waypoint? Well, I'm going to... Let's just change... How do I delete that? Boy, this is tough because we're getting close. Okay, let me try to figure this out here. There we go. Delete waypoint, yes. Direct to career. What does our plan look like right now? Yeah, it's not bringing us there though. Now it is. It just took a little bit to respond apparently. Okay, so that should turn us all the way around. Okay, let's go back to flight plan. Let's insert Denim. Hopefully this works. I'm just going to let the plane do its thing. Let's see if this works. We still have plenty of fuel for this, so that's okay. I could probably just use the GPS approach, couldn't I? Like in the GPS where you select your approach and do it all, do it for you. But whenever I do that, it sends me to Timbuktu and back. So I'm just going to do it like this. Plus these waypoints aren't even in here. So we'll do this one like that. And then let's delete this waypoint. So then the next one we want, how are we looking? We're overspeeding. And we're going to hit that mountain. Goodness gracious. That's scary. That's really scary. Okay, like I said, we're going to turn all the way around. Oh dear. Wow, that's a tall mountain too. Huh. Okay, well, we almost crashed, but that's okay. Let's see. So probably kill our descent for a minute until we know what we're doing. Let's kill our descent. A little bit more throttle to keep us from sinking. And let's keep going. So we turned around, then we'll go to Denham, and then there's not the two waypoints we need, so we'll just put the airport in, which I just realized I deleted the airport. There we go. Let's go back here. There we go. Now we're going to go right to career. Looking good. And then we'll turn around like we should. Okay, so now let's do a new descent because we're really close to terrain, and obviously that isn't good. So let's go back to VNav, and let's, but now we want to be at 3,100 feet. So we want to be up a ways. 3,100 feet. Now this one we can do at. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. 3,100 feet at Dynam. And we really don't want to go right from Career to Dynam because we want to go to our RKI-01, but that's not in here. So we gotta do the best we can. So there we go, 3,100 feet at Dynam. See, descend in 3 minutes. So we're gonna level off now, or stay level because we already are, until it tells us to descend. So we barely made it over that mountain. That was pretty scary, actually. I guess they would have, if we had ATC, they would have said climb to 5,000 feet, then turn left. Instead, I just turned left because I don't know the area and I don't have ATC. But we made it. Oh, turn in. Yes, we're going to turn on to our GPS track. Good. So we will keep this up. So we descend at the right time. Our speed is as fast as it can be. Landing lights are already on. We have redone our approach. Like I said, you can do approaches in here where you flip this switch and then it says pick your airport, which is Burke. Pick your approach, which now is runway. Pick your type, RNAV, and then it'll say click here. But what happens to me is instead of getting a nice line like this, I always get all this zigzag line out here and back, and it adds 300 miles, and I know it's me because it's me. So I just do it manually. The only mistake I made, so to speak, this time is I should have climbed before my turn. But you know what? Like I said, I don't know the area and I don't have ATC. So we did the best we could and we didn't crash. Although that was very close and very scary. And that would have been definitely a near miss in real life. And I wouldn't got in trouble for that. But hey, doing the best we can. So we'll just look around a little bit here now that we recovered and we have our new destination. Of course, of all the terrain, we had to turn on the highest terrain. Go figure. Alright, we're just going to sit here a minute until it's time to descend, which will be very soon. So as we prepare to descend, I checked out the altitudes of that mountain, and we were actually a good 1,700 feet above that mountain. So I probably wouldn't have gotten in trouble because you want to be about 1,000 feet above your terrain, and we were 1,700 feet. So it just looked closer than it was. We really weren't that close. So anyway, time to descend to 3,100 feet. All we're going to do is hit autopilot and descend. Like so. There we go. Alt select, descend, 800. Piece of cake. We should be descending. There we go. Bring back the throttles because we might overspeed. We're very close. And we're going to turn now. And we're just going to follow the little arrows. Let's go back this way. I'll turn this around. It should line us up with the runway. We will be, when we make this turn, we will be how far away? About 15 nautical miles, which is a great approach. Obviously, this is an actual approach plate, so it's not like I'm making up my own stuff here. Looking good. We look really close to the ground. Well, we kind of are. The altitudes here are something like 2,000 feet for the peaks, 2,300 feet for the peaks. So yeah, we're pretty close to the ground. This is pretty high terrain below us. Yeah, these peaks right here, they're like 2,300 feet. Man, so we're not that far, not that high above them. Barely 1,000 feet above. But this is the published approach now, so I'm doing the right thing, regardless of how scary it looks. This is the way they want us to do it. We're just going to keep our speed up much as we can. When we turn on the final here, I'll bring back throttles and we'll let out gear and flaps. Everything else is set. No spoilers, no auto brakes. Lights are already on. Barometer's already set. And we're about to turn, so I'm going to bring back throttles now to slow us down a little bit. Gear will come down about 160. First set of flaps will come down at 160. And there's our turn. We're craning our necks, or else we're going to look at the high terrain below us. This is very awesome. I'm super excited I was able to reset my course. I haven't ever done that before. Usually I just go with it. But that landing would have been so horrendously difficult that I decided to reset the course. And we're going to have a less difficult landing. It's still going to be difficult. This is still going to be like high level, intermediate, or like advanced level landing though, with the 32 knot crosswind or whatever it said it's going to be. Yeah, it's still going to be a really difficult, crappy landing, but we'll try. So for a crosswind landing, especially one this insane, you put the right wing into the wind and you want to hit the right main first. And you want to plant it. You do not want to grease something like this. So right wing down, right main first, solid, firm landing, and hope for the best. Alright, we're 3 minutes out, and we're right at the altitude we want, so let's start coming down now. Bring back throttles. We'll kill alt hold, and we will put gear down, and first set of flaps down. My flaps are coming down to hit the button. There we go, first set of flaps. Keep the throttles going. Those are going to slow us down a lot. We're going to float. Autopilot hates that. Props forward. And we are just going to ride out the storm. And use throttle. Actually, it's trimmed for the right speed. Yeah, so throttle should bring us down because we do want to come down. And I just bumped something, so autopilot killed. So I guess we're just going to fly it in manually. Nothing wrong with that. We want to approach at that first flag or the second flag. Yeah, the wind's blowing us around now. Oh boy. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a fun one. I think I see the airport. I do. So we'll just stay right on target here. Keep our speed up a little bit. Wind is starting to get a hold of us now. This really isn't going to do us any good, but I'm going to bring that up anyway. As long as I have airport in sight, I don't need the GPS. Alright, I see 2 and 2 on the Pappy, so let's just keep this profile. Actually, that's a little steep, but maybe they want us to be steep. I really want to look around, but I'm already flying manually with a really crazy wind. That's really blowing me left. I really feel the wind now. This is going to be quite the landing, but let's try to look around a little bit if we can. Just want to make sure I keep my speed up. Alright, well, yeah, this is blowing me so off course. I don't think I can look around while I land. I apologize, but let's just do a quick circle here. You can pause the video if you want to see anything. And after this long flight, I don't want to mess up the landing more than I already am. So let's get back over here. It has really blown us left as we would expect it to. And now we're a little bit high. So only have one set of flaps out. I've heard that real-life pilots try not to use both sets of flaps if they can and avoid it. But if they have to use them, they deploy the second flaps at the last minute. So we definitely have a crosswind from the right, as expected because it was blowing us left. Bringing back throttles now for descent. So pitch for speed. We have the right speed, but we got to come down faster, so I'm bringing back throttles. And I'm expecting this to blow us left because look at this crosswind. Oh my goodness. So gear down, flaps down for now. I overcompensated for the wind, and hopefully this doesn't go terribly bad. It says we're a little low. Let's do a second set of flaps, so that's going to make us float a lot. Wow. Pitch for speed. Throttles for descent rate. Now we're getting blown left again. And why do we float so much? Yeah, my weather's updating, which is not the time for that. Throttle's coming way back. Way back. There we go. Pitch for speed. I'm at our landing speed, not our approach speed. Why am I having so many difficulties? That weather updated and stalled my sim for so long. I had a hard time adjusting, and now we got blown way up. Oh, this wind. It looks smooth for you, but this wind is just lifting me, and oh, goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. We're at the landing speed, but I totally screwed up our approach speed. So pitch for speed. I'm not going to round out till later. We have a very long runway. Okay, let's round out before we flare. Now we're going to flare slightly. Touch down softly. There we go. Keep the nose wheel up. Let the nose wheel down slowly. Reversers. There we go. I didn't really do so much in terms of the crosswind thing, but I promise you I was fighting plenty. I was definitely fighting that wind, even though it looks smooth for you guys. Well, that's right, the brakes are weird in this model. I gotta use reversers to stop, even though you should not use reversers below 40. I had no choice, because I'm having a hard time stopping with the brakes in this. It doesn't stop it very well. So even though there's normal braking like over brakes the other planes, it doesn't brake this one very much. See, this is brakes on all the way, and we're not even slowing down. I have to use reversers, as silly as that is. There we go. Yeah, this is as slow as it gets with the brakes. Strange. Okay, flaps have come in. We're going to turn around here. Do we back taxi? I think we have to back taxi. Nope, there's taxiway here. Let's go to taxi view. Bring the props back to taxi to slow us down, because my brakes are doing no good. We're going to stop at the stop line here. Oh my gosh, stop. It just won't stop us. These brakes. Parking brake. There, we'll have to do it that way. Alright, let's come down here. Now, my timer does us no good because it resets every hour, so let's just stop that. But let's look at the real time. 9:54. So, flight time is being pasted at the bottom of your screen now, because I had to get that during editing, because I don't really remember when we took off. There we go. Took us less than I thought it would have, which is totally awesome. Let's come up here, turn on the taxi lights, turn off these lights. These can come on now. These can come on now. We'll get our full lights on now so everybody can see in the back. What else do I have? Conditioners to low idle and props to taxi. So conditioners can come down to low idle. Props to taxi. There we go. We are going to find a place to park. Take that parking brake off and just let it coast itself here. So welcome to Iceland. London to Iceland. Actually, why am I welcoming anybody? This was a ferry, so we didn't have any passengers. Thank you for riding along anyway, I guess, even though you weren't on the manifest. But we made it. Very beautiful flight. I can't believe I've done 2 long hauls in a week. Considering I haven't been able to do a long haul ever. I squeezed in 2 in a week. That's awesome. I'm very pleased, very happy. Ooh, there's some 47 up there. Just admiring the mountains and the scenery as we get to the farthest hangar we can. We are a ferry, so it's being brought in for repair. I think I can taxi behind that hangar. Looks like there's a taxiway there. Let's try it. Let's see if I can get behind there. Nope, that's a stop line. Oh yeah, there's a taxiway. Let's go behind the hangar. This isn't going to be used for passengers. This is going to be serviced for some reason or another. Ooh, look at that mountain back there. Very nice, like an apartment building on top of the hill. Very cool. Let's whip around to this side. Stop just like that. Set the parking brake because brakes don't work. Bring back the props. The best sound ever, even though you weren't in the cockpit, so you can hear them. Bring the conditioners back. Turn off the taxi lights and all the other lights because this thing is going to be done now. Turn off everything actually because nobody's even in there. Let's hook up external power. Turn off the avionics and everything else. Whoops, wrong switch from here. And I think we're good to go. Let's open this up if I can. And I think we can open this up from here as well. Hop outside. Set up our static elements and open up the other doors. Oh, my sim is crashing. There we go. And we are all set. I guess I'll still say welcome to Iceland from London, even though I don't have any passengers. Again, subscriber request. I always put them ahead of the line when able, and I was finally able to do this. It was a nice flight. I'm glad we made it. Let me see how much fuel we had left. Maybe it'll tell us. Will it tell us? It says we had 45 minutes left of fuel, so pretty accurate, even though it didn't seem accurate. It was, because our flight time was much, much, much shorter than I thought it was going to be for some reason. I don't know how I ended up with such a short flight time, but I did it, and I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found me by accident, please subscribe. If you're a regular subscriber, thank you for your continuing support, and thank you for putting up with the non-flight simulator gaming in between. There will be a little bit more of that. I'm still finding some other games I like to play. But until the next video, whether it be Flight Sim or something else, I'll catch you on the next one.